Shadow work is imperative for every human being. For men in particular, we have repressed big emotions, sadness, anger, rage, and you may think, well, really? Because so many people see and view the masculine as aggressive, but it's leaky. It's not contextualized. It's not connected to their trauma or their pain. It's not connected to what they've actually experienced that's been so painful that they keep harboring. And that's just like a release valve. That's just letting go of a little steam every time. And so shadow work and being witnessed by other men is so important. And to be in a container where you're able to emotionally release without being shamed for your anger, that's a safe space to do so, whether it's with another man, even on your own at some points. Solitude's a real important part of healthy masculine expression. But being witnessed by other men and moving through core trauma. I love this analogy. I use it all the time. When we were doing that inner child workshop, and you use the analogy of the gold chain. So you have a thin gold chain and it's in your drawer and you're clearing out your drawer and you see the gold chain, it's got a lot of knots in it and you're trying to do the knots and you usually come to me, Steph, do these knots. I'm like, I don't want to fucking do it. It's too, I can't be bothered.
You know when it's really tangled and it's all knotted
all
up?
these knots, like, I don't want to do it. I'm doing something else. I'm in my masculine. And but you get to that core knot, and then all the other knots just unravel. And there's something to be said for that with the emotional pain that we experience. And men don't do their shadow work. They don't have healthy outlets. We have evolved in tribe, in bands of brothers, in brethren. We are so isolated as men. We drive in cubicles, or we're stuck in a cubicle, whether it's a train or a bus. We work in cubicles. We come home. We're not happy with ourselves. We compress ourselves. I'm generalizing here, and I'm very clear on that. And I think it's a fairly educated generalization. So many people are unhappy in their lives, and men don't have that healthy outlet. So shadow work, exploring those the unwanted parts of us and the unmet needs that we have, exploring that baggage that we have, actually being okay with expressing it and releasing it so it doesn't leak out in relationships. It doesn't play out in negative patterns. Men suffer and we're told, you got to be a man the fuck up. Don't express that. Don't be angry. But we do end up getting angry. Even if those that play sports, contact sports, and they have a great deal of anger and they're able to express that, when there's no cognitive or emotional connection or real witnessing that, hey, brother, it's okay that you release this pain and this emotion. It's okay that you let yourself free of that burden. It's okay that you were hurt by your father or your mother, or that babysitter raped you, or that you were hit by a truck and it still hurts you when you were 9 years old and you can't shake not feeling safe in your body. That's okay. You can let that go. You can feel and experience it, and all of you is welcome. We need that as human beings, but men really need that. If we're talking about a union merging together, men need that deep work, that shadow work. And, off the bat of that, with respect to relationship, we have to be willing to go down those paths that are really uncomfortable, that really hurt us and that are painful, and let the feminine in our lives witness that as well and see that. See us not taking it out on them or our families or our communities, but being responsible for that, being willing to look at our fears, being willing to look at our pains, our struggles, being willing to have difficult conversations, being willing to step into our truth, being willing to celebrate. Really celebrate our wins as men. I struggled so, and that's receiving. I struggled so much to receive, and I would never celebrate my wins. I was always on to the next thing. My beloved grounds me into, wow, you celebrate that. You deserve that. That's amazing. And that's
I resonate with that.
Yeah. That's a beautiful reminder for me.
Do you realize what you did? Yeah, sure, sweetie. I did, of course.
Yeah.
Not really. Not really at all.
Not getting it.
Not really. Not getting it. And I just think that we need that. And, as a tangible tool, do your shadow work, be reflective, spend 10 minutes every day at the end of your day and ask. We'll talk about Greek mythology for a moment, or Greek philosophy. The Greeks would say, the ancient Greeks would say, spend some time at the end of every day reflecting on who you've been, who you were with others, how you feel about yourself. What could you have done differently? What could you have done better? What would you want to change? What were you grateful for? Whatever it may be, that reflective practice is everything. And let that be that centering solitude practice. Let that be nature, connect to earth, because we're so disconnected from earth. And be in that space of, let me receive some wisdom by actually checking in with myself. And find support groups, find a coach, find a therapist, find a counselor, find a shaman, a spiritual teacher. Don't do it alone. Like, isolation and solitude are very different. Solitude is voluntary because we know there's benefit in being on our own. Isolation is when we hate ourselves. We're in self-loathing and we're fearful and we're hiding from the world. Too many men do that. And that fucks relationship. It destroys intimacy and union because they're checked out. I was always checked out. And even then, if I have to be really honest, even now, sometimes I'm checked out with you. If I'm in my stuff and I'm not dealing with it, I'm checked out with her. Like I'm physically there, but I'm not emotionally there. And that's because I'm not dealing with the thing that I need to deal with that will actually give me freedom. But I'm addicted to staying in it because it's familiar, and familiarity is safe. And so in order for us to feel safe as men, we have to feel unsafe in a safe environment. I hope that makes sense. But that's what I would say for that.